They say they come in peace, but these aliens are causing quite a stir. They're actually part of an acrobatic show taking place on top of the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington. The green creatures perform more than 500 feet in the air, and they communicate with one another through their movements. Now, the fans will be able to enjoy their show from the Space Needle's observation deck. It looks like dangerous duty to me. Well, that's going to do it for News Channel 3 at 5:30. Coverage you can count on continues now at 6.
You're watching coverage you can count on. News Channel 3 at 6 starts right now.
Norfolk wants to clean up the city, and their efforts lead to this house. You won't believe what's behind the door of this building in Ocean View. Neither did city building inspectors when they opened it. Good evening, I'm Tom Randles. That's one of the homes where the city of Norfolk is turning up the heat, focused on houses that don't meet the minimum standards. Finding them is all part of a day's work for the troops in the Codes Enforcement Department. And tonight, News Channel 3's Bob Matthews brings us the first of two stories showing exactly what the city is doing to get rid of these buildings that don't measure up. Bob?
Well, Tom, residents in Ocean View specifically have been complaining about rundown buildings for years. Now, this latest round of code enforcement started about a year ago when Mayor Paul Frame met with several of the civic leagues in the area. Now, this building we're about to show you, residents say has been on the decline for years. But wait until you see what we found inside when we went to check it out. From the outside, the building on this corner of Granby Street and Maple seems to be fine. But take a closer look. Around back, there is a new roof, but paint is peeling off the building and plywood appears to be holding things it's not designed for. Roland Goodwin has lived around the corner from this house for 40 years and says it is an eyesore among eyesores.
I ain't never seen a roof on that used to be a restaurant. I ain't seen no roof on there. It looked like it was no roof on it.
You heard right, no roof. The owner also owns this cleaners next door. He would not talk to us on camera or give us his name. We asked to see the inside of the building, but he said he would only show it to us if we agreed not to videotape it. That's when we called Cindy Hall of the city attorney's office. It's her job to use blight laws to take rundown property away from slack landlords. She got the owner to open the door for our cameras, and sure enough, the roof is gone.
Well, it looked to me like the trestle and part of the roof is deteriorated. It looks like it may collapse. It's only held up by a 2x6. I would not consider that to be structurally sound, although I'm not an expert on that.
The owner even admitted there was a tree that used to be growing inside, but he did cut that down and take it out. As for the rest of this building, he says he will get it fixed, but he has to get the money for that project first. City Hall says the owner has already had a year, and now the heat is on.
I'll notify the departments, ask him to do a reinspection and report back to me as to what the status is, and then we'll decide what avenue we're going to take from there.
Now, Cindy says her office has more than 100 of these cases citywide that she's working on right now. And if you thought this house was bad, wait till you see what we found on East Ocean View Avenue in part 2 of the special investigation. That's tomorrow night, new at 6 o'clock. For now, we're live in downtown Norfolk. Bob Matthews, News Channel 3.
A roofless building, Bob, is that a first for these inspectors?
Tom, they say that one, while they do see a lot of stuff, that is definitely a little bit unique, yeah.
All right, look forward to your second report tomorrow, Bob. Thanks.
Okay.
Hundreds of people came out for the funeral of Terry Moore Howie. The service was held at H.D. Oliver Funeral Home in Norfolk. Terry Moore Howie was killed Saturday along with her friend Christopher Hawley at this house in Poquoson. Howie's ex-husband, Jack, is charged in connection with the fatal shootings. He's now held in the Virginia Peninsula Regional Jail without bond. 15-year-old Erica Andrews pleaded guilty today to murder. She made the decision before a judge in the Virginia Beach courtroom. Investigators say Andrews killed 75-year-old Lou Wise Freeman in her Virginia Beach home in January. It happened when Freeman caught Andrews breaking into her home. Sentencing is now set for August 14th. Government investigators now say the fatal crash of a North Carolina Banner towing plane was caused when the aircraft suddenly stalled. A preliminary report outlines how the plane crashed June 16th at the Dare County Regional Airport in Manteo. The crash happened shortly after the plane dropped the advertising banner it had been towing. National Transportation Safety Board investigators said the plane climbed steeply after the banner dropped. Then it stalled, pitched left, and fell to the ground. Witnesses told investigators they heard pilot Anthony Joseph Lucido say, quote, "Oh my God, I'm dead, as the plane started falling. In Norfolk, a police car collides with a bicycle today, sending a girl to the hospital. It happened in the 9500 block of 9th Bay just before 5 this evening. The girl was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Wednesday may be the earliest Verizon customers in Larchmont will get a dial tone back in their homes. Phones are still out, and Verizon officials now expect service to be restored for all residents before this weekend. Last week, 5,000 lines went down after a contractor cut 3 primary lines while digging. Business owners who are now using cell phones say the longer they go without their phones, the more frustrated they are.
Okay. We're losing customers because in certain parts of the store it won't pick up that we lose the transmission. So we're losing some calls, but we're hoping our customers will be patient.
I wanted to get in touch with my daughter so she wouldn't get worried when she called from New York and couldn't reach us.
Right now, 2,400 phone lines are still down. The untimely death of Representative Norm Sisisky in March left a big void in the hearts of the people who knew him and those he represented. It also marked the beginning of a tough battle to fill a seat. Last week, a new leader was chosen for the 4th Congressional District. And today, Republican Randy Forbes from Chesapeake was sworn in as Representative Randy Forbes. News Channel 3's Lisa Godley was in Washington for the ceremony.
Chesapeake's native son is no longer a congressman-elect, but a congressman. Randy Forbes was sworn in about 10:30 this morning on the floor of the House of Representatives.
And that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office in which you're about to enter, so help you God. Congratulations, you're now a member of the 107th Congress.
It was a moment of pride and pressure for Randy Forbes, who shared with us his thoughts at the time.
Just really grateful that the Lord had put us in that position and hoping that we were going to make everybody back home very proud of us.
The Forbes supporters we spoke with already are. More than 120 of them traveled to Washington from Chesapeake to show support and witness history.
Very exciting to be in the House of Representatives when all of this took place.
He's a fine man. I've always had the very stern belief that we need good men and women serving in our government. And it was very important for me to see this man sworn in.
While this day was filled with photo opportunities and statements to the media, Forbes says his goal is to get to work, and he won't forget the people back home.
Well, they're going to see me there a lot, at least, because obviously we've got work to do up here, but we've got a lot of work to do in the districts.
Congressman Forbes says his biggest challenge now is getting his office staffed so he can begin addressing the needs of the people of the 4th Congressional District. Reporting from Washington, Lisa Godley, News Channel 3.
Forbes will work out of Norm Sisisky's old office in the Rayburn building until November 2002. That's when Forbes will have to run for re-election. The Virginia Beach City Council will soon be available on demand. eStream starts July 3rd. You'll be able to watch City Council meetings live and replay them from anywhere in the world. The Internet link is a 3-month pilot program with WHRO.
If they sent something saying this is the issue that's going to be discussed, and if it was something that I thought I wanted to watch, then I would watch it. I wouldn't watch it as though it was a program for me. No.
Do you attend council meetings?
No, I really don't. I'm sorry I don't, but this would be a wonderful way to at least see and maybe get myself more involved then.
The July 3rd council meeting will be the first live eStream. A diving trip turned bad for a group off the coast of Virginia Beach. We're going to show you why one diver had to be rushed to the hospital after a trip in the sea.
I'm Nate Custer. Coming up, on the lookout for mosquitoes. That story's coming up.
And your electricity meter will be spinning like a frisbee by Thursday and Friday. We'll talk about temperatures on the rise and have a solid look at this upcoming weekend. It's coming up in the Triple Doppler forecast.
On the next home improvement, Tim's got a creepy new boss.
Tomorrow he wants me to start an electrical fire. I intentionally start fires, I lose all credibility.
On the next home improvement.
Tonight at 7:30, only on News Channel 3.
The beautiful Catherine Zeta-Jones, tonight on Dave.
Drama off our coast. A 21-year-old woman is in the hospital right now after a diving accident. It happened about 9 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach near Rudy Inlet. Now, she was diving at 50 feet when she had some trouble breathing. Now, she ascended to about 20 feet when she passed out. She is now reported to be in serious condition. Nearly a dozen homes in York County were evacuated when a 4-inch natural gas line was cut by an excavator. It happened about 11:30 this morning in the 1000 block of Dare Road. The area was blocked off between Lakeside and Link Roads. It took emergency crews about an hour to repair the problem. No one was hurt. The Virginia Beach Urban Search and Rescue Team is one of the best at what it does, and tonight it's been selected as the top task force in the eastern U.S. FEMA chose the Virginia Beach team as one of 6 in the country to participate in the US&R Weapons of Mass Destruction Preparedness Program. These are the people who are called on first when disasters strike, such as terrorist attacks and earthquakes, and do a heck of a job. Well, folks, clear blue skies have been seen most of the day from our beach cam. Dave Parker will show us how much longer the great weather will last in his triple Doppler forecast. And these guys are going door to door hoping to keep you from seeing red. Find out how their efforts could protect you during the height of mosquito season. Stay with us.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching News Channel 3.
The FBI spy's early confession, the Kobar Towers indictments, the McVeigh evidence mess, the Ospreys troubles. All exclusives only on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Jennifer Aniston said she made Brad Pitt wait 9 months before they had sex. Well, you know, that's not so bad. I'm still waiting.
Tonight, don't miss Catherine Zeta-Jones.
It's time to open the Seinfeld Comedy Vault.
I love a good nap. Sometimes it's the only thing getting me out of bed in the morning.
It's less than an hour away. Seinfeld at 7, only on News Channel 3. Judging Amy, 10 p.m. tonight, here on News Channel 3.
Well, it certainly rained a lot this month, which means Hampton Roads is likely to soon be fighting a bad mosquito problem. In Norfolk City, crews are on a mission trying to stop the pests before they begin swarming for your neighborhood. News Channel 3's Nate Custer went along to watch them work.
Gregory Atkinson and Alfonso Parker are looking for places where mosquitoes are breeding.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good morning. Dallas?
Fine. Hi, we with the Norfolk Health Department, mosquito control, and we in the area today surveying for mosquito breeding.
Agnes Forte is glad to have Atkinson and Parker check her yard. They look for but don't find any standing water where mosquitoes could be growing large enough to fly. But in this neighborhood, it may be the calm before the storm.
And I actually entertained my Maury reunion class members out in the backyard for about 3 hours one evening, and it was fabulous. No bugs. Now this morning I do notice a few on the window panes, so they must be starting up again.
The crew also checks storm drains for mosquito larvae. No mosquitoes here. However, a few streets over in a drainage ditch, they find some worm-like organisms, tiny mosquitoes, a problem waiting to happen. The insects are bagged and taken to the health department lab to find out what type they are and whether there are any signs of the West Nile virus. Homeowners need to pay special attention to bird baths.
Just take a brush and clean it out once a week. Because if you don't scrub it out, the eggs are laid at the bottom of the debris of the bird bath. And if you just wash it out with water, the eggs will still be there.
Even water just a half-inch deep can produce mosquitoes. From Norfolk, Nate Custer, News Channel 3.
So far, no signs of West Nile virus in mosquitoes here on Hampton Roads, but even in areas where the insects do carry the virus, very few, less than 1%, are infected. Of course, rain is an important component to this problem, and so is the hot weather.
Yes.
So we turn things over to Dave Parker for the mosquito forecast.
Boy, you listed the two big things. We had a lot of rain. Now it's going to be dry and rather warm for the next couple of days. So yeah, the allergies will be up, and so will the mosquito count over the next couple of days. So here's what we're talking about over the next few days. It is mercury rising. Tomorrow, most of us will be in the 86 to 89 degree range. Thursday and Friday, the two big hot days this week, when most of us will be 88 to 92 degrees. Chance of rain, our big chance of rain this weekend will be on Sunday. You know, last weekend we had it on Saturday,
Right.
so we're spreading it out. This weekend it'll be on Sunday.
Thursday and Friday, good days to maybe use some sick days. Huh?
Turn the AC in.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. All right. Well, we have news crews working on several stories to bring you new tonight at 11.
You've got your lunch, you've got your lipstick, and the cell phone is ringing off the hook. So which one do you think causes the greatest number of crashes? I'm consumer reporter Portia Bruner, and I'll have that story new at 11.
And Virginia Beach police plan to get their hands on the technology of spies We'll show you more on facial recognition and how it will help in fighting crime. It's fascinating. We'll show you more on the strip club that's giving back to the community in more ways than one. Join us for News Channel 3 tonight at 11.
On the next Power of Attorney, she says this DJ ruined her wedding.
I was sick on my wedding day because I didn't find